to the All Things Good channel and to this week's video. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Happy Sunday morning to you. A warm welcome to all my new subscribers as well. My goodness, so many of you have come on board this week. What did I do? I don't know. Well, I moved house, so that might have had something to do with it, because I know people are quite interested in things like that, aren't they? But warm welcome to you if you are a new subscriber, and hello to all of you, including those people that have been with me right from year dot, about 3 years ago, actually. And what a journey we have been on. And if you're new to the channel, you may need to go back quite a long way, really, to figure out what this is all about and why I'm here. But if you're not interested and you just want to watch today's vlog, super. I'm so pleased you're here in any event. It has been another very, very busy week, as you can imagine, in my new surroundings. But I've also been back to work. So that came as a bit of a shock to the system, getting up at silly o'clock again to go to work, and fitting in work and still doing things at the new house has been a rather tiring week, to say the least. But we are absolutely loving the new house, don't get me wrong. And each day we're finding another little area where we think, right, we need to do that there, or we could do this here. I've got a little bit restricted on where I can go at the moment in terms of putting up pictures or accessories and things like that, because we've just committed to having some building work doing here, and that's going to happen hopefully, or the start of it will happen hopefully within the next month. I should have new blinds coming for the whole house hopefully this coming week. There's so much going on, but because of the building work and the things that we're going to have to move about when that starts, I can't really put too many pictures on the walls and things like that, because things are going to change quite dramatically. But we have still done so much just in the 2 weeks that we have been here, and Nancy is doing incredibly well. Thank you all so much for your warm wishes for Nancy settling in. She has settled in so well. I'm so proud of her. She's been absolutely fantastic. But there just seems to be so much going on that I'm also not sleeping great, really. When I say I'm not sleeping great, I'm a little bit sort of awake a lot in the night, because I'm waking and I'm thinking, oh, I need to do this and I need to do that. But then I'm waking really, really early, and it's like, right, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that in my new house. And then I get downstairs and I start doing things, and then actually I can't do that at the moment, because I can't do that until that's done, or I can't do this. Anyway, it's a bit like that. I'm sure you can imagine if you've moved house yourself, it's a little bit chaotic. Paul, aka the Invisible Chef, has already started making changes in the garden, because that is a huge project for him. But that is something that's going to be a work in progress till about the spring of next year, because only so much we can do in the winter months. But there's some, again, building works and some changes we're making to the garden that he can do this side of this year. So there's just so much going on. So I think I need a cup of coffee before we go any further, and maybe you do too. But anyway, let's get into today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Where are you, Polly? I hear you say. Well, I'll tell you where I am. I'm in my garage, but it's not going to be a garage for much longer. Fingers crossed. And by Christmas, this will be a whole new room stroke rooms. Oh yes. This wall here is the back wall to the diner of my kitchen. And we're going to have a door put in here from the kitchen into here, and about a quarter of the size of this garage will be cornered off here, and that section over there will be a walk-in utility laundry room for me. How wonderful is that? And the bit that I'm actually standing in, so if I move the camera around this way, so you're now standing in what will be my new utility. This bit of the garage is going to be a garage conversion. We'll have a window here, which will make it look like a front room. Well, it will be a front room. And the rest of this will actually be Nancy's new bedroom, which is great. And the door to the hallway is just here. And that goes straight out to the main lounge and her downstairs bathroom. So that's what's happening in here. So this week's mission, should we choose to accept it, and we're going to, is to actually get rid of all these bits and pieces that are left in the garage for us to sort out. But now that we've got a completely boarded up loft with a huge amount of space. All this can go up in the loft and out of the way, so that when we get the call and the builders say, right, we're ready to start, then all of this will be all changed, and it's very, very exciting, and can't wait to get that extra room here and for Nancy to be settled in here for Christmas. We get the lounge back that we can use as a big lounge. We get the diner back to have a dining room table in, and then I also get a utility area here as well. And it was far cheaper to do this and move into this house than to move into a house that had already got those facilities, an extra downstairs room or a utility. We were looking at sort of houses that were potentially between 50 and £100,000 more than the cost of this house, by actually having those rooms already there. And actually the ones we did see still weren't sort of the right accessibility for Nancy. And this way, by doing this here, everything flows so well in the downstairs part of the house. So we're absolutely thrilled that that's going to happen. So I've just got to do a bit of tidying up. But yeah, how exciting is that? A new room for Nancy and a new utility for me. Ooh, it's bright light. Good morning, everybody. It is very early, so I'm being quite quiet because everybody else in the house is still asleep. We are in week 2 of being in our new house. And I can't tell you how much we have got done. Absolutely loads. Loads. But it's now at the point where I'm starting to think, right, everything needs its place and everything's got to sort of go in the right place. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sort of trying to figure it out. But within that process, I can only do so much because we have just agreed to have our building renovation done, which is a garage conversion and a utility built. So in terms of things like putting pictures on walls and things like that, I'm a little bit restricted because I really can't finalise the finer details in the house, like decor, accessories, until those works are done. So I've got lots of things that are still boxed up that were in my previous lounge, for example. And whilst Nancy's living in the current lounge here, until she gets her new room, I can't open things like that and put those out because I'm just going to end up packing them away again when the builders come. But we're really, really getting there, and it really feels like home, and we're starting to really enjoy it. And this week, or rather today actually, now I'm up and about and there's no work today, I need to clean the windows. So this house wasn't lived in probably for about, I'd say 6 or 7 months at least before we moved into it, because the people that own this didn't live here. They actually rented this out, and I think their last tenants left in about February, March of this year as the property went on the market. So the windows haven't been cleaned for however long. I'm hoping that my window cleaner comes today to do the external sides of the windows, and I'm going to have a crack at the internal sides. And the other reason I want to get that done is that I have booked to have new blinds put on the windows. And when I had the quote, when I accepted the quote and I signed up for it, I paid the deposit, they said it should be fitted within 3 weeks. And we're now week 2, so potentially that could happen next week or any point. So I want the windows clean and ready for when I get that call. So I must clean the windows today and do a few little finicky little cleaning, spring cleaning jobs. The house has been immaculately kept and immaculately left. Excuse me, frog in my throat this morning. So I suspect that when the last tenants left, the owners of the property, I think, have had this house professionally cleaned, because even inside all the kitchen cupboards and in the fridge freezer, immaculate, absolutely immaculate. They have left it beautiful. So I didn't even have to clean the inside of the kitchen cupboards before I put my own belongings in there. It's like it's practically brand new. Very, very lucky. And it also makes me pleased that I know that I left my old property the same way. I gave the kitchen cupboards a really good clean inside, and I think it's, although my property, the other house, was much older than this one, I think it makes such a difference, doesn't it, to people moving in, that they can just sort of move in and think, oh, that's clean in there, I can put that in there, even if it's just for now, and I can clean it myself at another point, things like that. Those kind of things make a difference, I think. I'm getting super excited about having my utility built because, as you can see, my new tumble dryer is just standalone in the diner at the moment. But on that window there's a camera on that window, on that wall there, my camera's back to front, will be a doorway into the new utility. So the current diner, as I said to you before, if I move this camera over here a bit, the current diner is my current little living area, because as I said, Nancy's got the main lounge at the moment. And that's okay. We can cope with that in the evenings. And to be honest, we've been so busy, still unpacking and doing so much, we haven't really sat down and watched much telly. And we've got a nice new big television upstairs in the bedroom, so I've been sort of crashing out in bed at night and watching a bit of telly up there, but it's fine. We can cope. Wouldn't want it long term, but I'm really looking forward to when that is done. And then this sofa will go in the main lounge, and I can have my dining room table there, and it'll feel more like it should. Well, it'll be exactly as it should. I'll have the proper kitchen diner, have my nice big table for Christmas, and will really then start to feel almost complete. One thing I've done this week is I've taken down some of the drapes that were here because I'm having new blinds. So I've got rid of the drapes that were in the diner, which, you know, were okay, just not to my taste. When I took them down, they were very dirty and a bit smelly. And I don't think it's a good idea having drapes in a kitchen where you're cooking all the time. That's my personal preference anyway, and it just did smell of stale cooking food, to be honest. So I'm having what I had in my old property, which is the white slatted blinds on every window, except the bathroom and the ensuite, where I'm having a new Roman blind put in those. So that will be nice. I may leave Nancy's curtains as well as the blinds in her current room because she likes the curtains. I can always transfer those over to her new room as well. She may change her mind when the blinds are up because she can't remember what the blinds looked like in the old house. I was trying to say, I'm going to have it just like we had in the old house, and you loved those, you loved the blinds. I can't remember those. So we'll see how she feels about that when the time comes. So I'm getting up and about now. Got my first coffee, absolutely essential before anything else happens. And then I'm going to do a window cleaning session and a bit of a sort out, and I'll show you where we're at so far. I just wanted to show you these stools that we have put up against the breakfast bar kind of area in the kitchen. These are from IKEA. And I saw these some months ago, and as soon as we saw them after we'd found this house, we thought we knew that these would match really, really well. So we have got 2 new stools, which I think go really, really well. Excuse the mess, we're still sorting things out. And I wanted to show you my new clock. What do you think of this in the kitchen? It's a bit different, isn't it? I absolutely love it. I got this off Amazon. I'll link it down below for you, and I shall link the stools as well. But I really love it. It's very, very in keeping, I think, with the room. I did find my previous clock because I lost it when we moved. I did find it, but it had got a bit battered and the paint was coming off it. It was quite old. So I decided to have a new one. I really love this. And if you look closely, you can see in the middle that actually turning, and I just think it's really cute. I really like that, really like that. As I say, I'll link it down below for you. Look at the beautiful flowers that Paul got me the other day. So kind. How lovely are those? Beautiful. I do love a rose. So I got to work on the windows, starting in the kitchen diner, and I always use white vinegar because it makes those windows absolutely sparkle. I'm also using my ever faithful window cleaner, which is made by Karcher. Now, I've had mine for years. I know they still make them. They probably look a little bit different now. And then I just go over the finer bits with a bit of kitchen towel, but it makes the job so easy. Using vinegar and a Karcher, you can fly through cleaning your windows. I also made sure I cleaned the UPVC as well around the windows. And I was really fortunate that I was halfway through cleaning my windows this morning and my window cleaners turned up, so the outside got done as well. Tick, tick, tick. Right, so a little bit of garden progression, although it still looks rather a mess. But Paul has started digging up, basically. There's the shed he built within 3 or 4 days of us being here. We're going to have a complete garden renovation, however. So Paul has started lifting some slabs up. All these concrete bits have got to come up as well. Big plans for the garden, including what will be a corner summer house going here. Big flower bed here. Now this silver birch tree obviously has been left for some time and is out of control. That's got to be cut down a bit. We're not sure what to do with this, which we think is a cherry tree. We might actually replant that somewhere else and have another silver birch there, but level them off and perhaps have an olive tree in the middle. Then we're going to have, well, I won't tell you everything we're going to have because it'll be a surprise. It's going to be a project for the spring, really. But we are going to make a start because we're going to have a little bit of a walled lawn area, and all this lawn has got to be redone and sorted out. And the brickwork for the lawn and a few other bits will be done this side of this year. And then all the sort of planting and everything we're going to do and colour-wise will get done in the spring. So he has made a start. We've actually done quite well. Haven't really put our furniture anywhere yet, obviously, as you can see. We're going to keep all these nice laurels because they're quite pretty. These planters are lovely and are staying, but we've got some plans for those. And I think I'm going to paint them as well when the time comes. We need to have a good look at them. We think there might be a wood divide under the soil here inside, and we're not sure whether it's gone rotten. So we do need to have a good look at those. Hopefully we can renovate them and get them painted. Shed's looking good. Happy with that. And as I say, we're going to have a lovely summer house in that corner, somewhere for Nancy to have her gin and tonics on a nice spring and summer evening. All this lawn has got to go. We've got to have a new lawn. It is not good at all, and it's also suffering with something called leather jackets. So we're going to redo the lawn and then have it treated and looked after. But it's going to be a really lovely project, and it's a lovely sized garden. It's lovely and sunny, even though we're at the end of September. My goodness, what lovely weather we're having. And huge, huge ideas. And we're going to paint the fence. Can't wait. other rooms are coming together nicely as well. I'm loving this lamp I have put in my bedroom. That's from IKEA. And I've also managed to fit in a chair that I used to have in my old lounge. Now this belonged to my late sister and I love it. It's very precious to me. And I think it looks really nice here in the bedroom. And after a long hard day of doing lots of jobs, what better way to have my first bath in the new house? Yes, I thought I'd have a bit of a relax. I think I deserved it. Hello, Mum.
Hello,
You okay?
I'm fine.
What have you got there?
I'm looking at Grace just got for me. Lovely picture,
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Mary, and some lovely rosary beads.
Good. Because you've broken yours, hadn't you?
Yes. Where did you get them from?
They were hers, but she had them at her dad's house.
Oh.
And she's got quite a few pairs.
Where did you get them from?
They've been hers over the years. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
That's a nice present for you, isn't it? We've had our lunch out today. We've been to Waitrose. So you're going to have a little bit of a rest now, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes. Enjoying the new house?
Absolutely love it.
Good.
And the garden.
Getting there,
And
isn't
the
it?
area. In fact, we love it all.
Good.
Yes.
And as long as you love it, that's what matters.
Yes.
So here we are having our moment on the bed. My little bit of P and Q, as I call it, where I just have a few moments on my own, just to chat with you and just reflect really on the week. And bless Nancy, isn't she lovely? She is doing so well, I can't tell you. And yeah, my daughter Grace just gave her a little gift and she absolutely loved it, clearly, as you could see. She's doing very well. We have an appointment coming up soon with the memory team, our local memory team, and that's organised by the Alzheimer's Society for a little review. And I think they will see quite some change since they diagnosed Nancy with Alzheimer's disease over 12 months ago now. And actually we haven't had a chase up or a checkup visit since. And it was only when I spoke to somebody recently to give them our change of address that they said, well, you know, how's the checkups been going and things like that. And I said, oh no, we haven't had a checkup. And the lady I spoke to, she said, haven't you had a 6-monthly visit by the memory team? No. So I don't know whether we got a little bit lost in the system or whether that's normal, but no, we hadn't had a sort of reassessment of Nancy or a checkup, for want of a better word that you might want to call it. And so they've arranged that. So that's happening in the next couple of weeks. And it'll be interesting just to see what they think and what they say. They've also made it quite clear to me that it's not just a visit for Nancy, but it's a visit for me as well as Nancy's primary carer, to see how I'm doing, how things are running, how we're finding it. And she was also very concerned to note that I don't have any respite for Nancy. Now, because I have such a huge support network here at home, I have my daughter Grace and of course my partner Paul, who sort of step in whenever I'm not here, or if I'm at work, there's always somebody here for Nancy. Then I don't feel the necessity to bring anybody in to sort of respite really, although they've said to me often having someone come in, a bit like a companion I suppose, for Nancy to chat to is is good for Nancy as well as good for me, because it gives her somebody new to try and engage with. The thing with Nancy is that she can be quite shy and reserved when it comes to new people, and it could take her some time to get used to that. But if it was somebody that sort of visited regularly, as it just sort of came in for a cup of tea, or I could go off and do something, then that might actually be really useful. And there's lots, and I know there's lots and lots of other sort of support out there for both Nancy and for myself, that I think in time, and once we've got a bit settled at the house and I've got a bit more time to myself, I might investigate that further, because she's not going to be interested in any particularly social with other people for herself, because she's never really done that anyway. When she was married to my dad, for example, she was very much a stay-at-home mom and housewife after her modelling days and her time on TV and all that kind of stuff. That was her role. And although they had lots of friends, it was generally through my dad's hobby and interest and his film and TV work that their friends were part of. So they would always be out as a couple or in a group. And they weren't the kind of couple to then sort of, go down the pub. Neither of, well, Nancy likes a little tipple, as you know, but my dad didn't drink. He wasn't a pub goer. And he spent all his time either working or doing his hobby. So they had a different sort of social life than some people that might want to go to, I don't know, play bingo or go down the pub and things like that. So they've never really done that kind of thing. And so I think introducing something like that to Nancy now, or, a sort of a group where she can go to where there's a bit of a sing-along or something, wouldn't really be her, because it's never been her, if that makes sense. She did have a very active role in her local church as a younger woman, but she can't get to church now, so there isn't that. But it will be interesting to see what the memory team say, and if they do suggest a sort of a companion to pop in and see Nancy, I'll take them up on that. Definitely take them up on that, even if it just means I can get out and about for a bit. But when we were having the conversation, the lady said to me, now if that does happen, Polly, your time to go out is not your time to go out and do jobs like the grocery shopping. It's your time to go out. Go and do something for you. Whether you want to, I don't know, I probably would go shopping actually, but probably more of a moochy kind of a shop, not a grocery shop, not an essentials shop. But she said, if it's something like go to a spa or go to the theatre or go out for a drink or whatever it is you want to do, go out for a meal. She said those are the kind of things that we would be concerned for you that you are not doing at the moment. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where we're at with it all. And whilst Nancy is frail and the Alzheimer's is progressing quite quickly, she's still amazing. And she is 95, as most of you are aware. So she is actually doing incredibly well. And as I say, she's done incredibly well with the house move, which has been such a weight off my mind. It's been absolutely super. So you can probably tell by my voice that the house is still, I don't know, it's sounding a little bit hollow, isn't it? And I think it's because we haven't got pictures on the walls and all the blinds and the curtains, or actually we're not having curtains, blinds, as you know. The blinds aren't up and things like that. It does feel a little bit sort of empty still, although I assure you the house is not empty. We have plenty of stuff. I still need to do some sorting out. I'm not quite at the stage yet where I can do another declutter and a sort out, because I'm still sorting things out, if that makes sense, and putting things where I want them. But once we've cleared the garage, which I'm hoping to do possibly this weekend, there may be some things in there that I can start putting to one side for a charity shop run, or maybe even put it on Vinted or something like that. We've got quite a few bits and pieces. So I still feel like I'm in the sorting out process, but we're very settled already and loving it. And there's going to be some fabulous videos coming up. But next weekend is the pink ball that I told you about a few weeks ago. So I'm off to that on Saturday and I can't wait. I've just taken receipt of my dress that I'm hoping that I'm going to wear, but I'm only going to show you in the packaging now because, as I said, I haven't opened it and I haven't tried it on, and it's a very long dress. It's from Next and it was quite expensive, but I bought another one and it turned up and I didn't like it at all. So this is round 2. This is dress mark 2, but it's got these nice pinky, goldy, glittery arms, and then the rest is sort of a fairly fitted to the ankle black dress. But I'm not going to put it on and show you this week because when I go to the ball next week, the whole thing will be filmed and vlogged. So the following week, you'll be able to see what shenanigans we got up to at the ball. It's a fabulous event, and there are still some tickets still available. So if anybody wants to go, I'll link it down below for you because I did link it a few weeks ago. Actually, I'll try and link it down below for you if I forget. If you go back a couple of videos, you will see that I talk about it. There's tickets available, still some tickets available. I shall be there, the Invisible Chef will be there, and it's an absolute fabulous evening. It's at the National Motorcycle Museum in Solihull in Birmingham, and it's next Saturday from 7 o'clock. So if you do want to go, I'd love to see you there. It'd be great. But I'm hoping this dress fits, so I'll have a try on. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I'm running out of days actually, so I do need to try it on quite quick. And I can't wait to go to the ball next Saturday, and that'll be lovely. That'll be something for me, won't it? A little outing that we don't do very often. It is an annual ball, so I'm really looking forward to that, and we get a night away as well. My daughter Grace is on Nancy / mom / granny duty and cat sitting as well. So very, very fortunate to have Grace on board here, which is absolutely great. Anyway, thank you once again for subscribing if you are a new subscriber. And if you're one of my regulars, thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed this week's video. And until next Sunday, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.